Hello and welcome back to the Halo Infinite Grifball podcast. It's Noplex here, and I'm back with episode 10 of the podcast, and we are now at another Championship Edition for Winter League 25, and our champions are Like Clockwork. So congratulations to you guys starting off, and and
Woo!
composing the
Yeah,
lineup
fuck the
of
rest
Like
of y'all.
Clockwork is Captain and Fearless Leader Sab. How you doing today, man?
Hey man, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Uh, Also, rounding out the roster is Dylan. Sadly, he couldn't be here today, but he did have responses to my questions, so I'll be reading them off on his segment. And then the brain hack cheater himself, TCT Avenger. How you
Yo,
doing, man?
I'm fucking surviving.
And he's making history today because he's on his second podcast because he was a guest before. So you're the only other one other than Shrek that's done that. Well done, well done. And then we
That's
have
great.
defensive specialist and running extraordinaire from the EU, Captain Sev. How you doing today, man?
Oh, I'm
Captain
doing excellent,
Sid.
mate. Glad to finally be here.
Definitely, definitely, and you are definitely deserving of a championship. And I'll get into more that a little more later. That's kind of a theme. And last and certainly the best on this team right now this season was their secret weapon, the coach, the Shadow Council, Lux. What's up, bro?
The Shadow Council. What's up? How you doing?
Not much, man. I'm doing pretty good. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump in here and do a quick recap of playoffs and y'all's path to the ship. Uh, it's kind of interesting because the two lowest seeds ended up winning the first round on both sides, so it's kind of like a dark horse tournament, if you will. First, y'all knocked off Mungo's team, which is ninth place, and y'all beat them 2-0, and then had a tough series against Solace with Ascension, and beat them 2-1, and then in the championship, you were able to knock off Shrek Republic, who, giving him his own credit, really clawed his way into that championship bracket and being the lowest seed and what all. So that was pretty wild. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into the questions right here. And first, we got Sab. So the first question I have for you, Sab, is this is a pretty widely known fact. You might not say so, but pretty much everybody in here can agree. You're an elite player. Doesn't matter what game it is. Halo 3, Reach, 4, 5, Infinite. You've been an elite player in every Grifball you play. So do you do anything special to help yourself be that dominant and that consistent?
Uh, hmm. So I really try my best not to play scared of anybody, no matter who I'm playing against. Doesn't matter if it's Ace or whoever. I pretty much try to play the same way, no matter who it is. And
Ain't scared of nobody.
yeah, I ain't scared of nothing. And yeah, I pretty much show respect to everybody, no matter who I'm playing against. And yeah.
He doesn't afraid of anything.
It's his blood.
All right, and the second question I have for you is after a first round exit in season 2 with skill diff, and then a ship appearance and losing last season, how good does it feel to not only return to the championship but finish the job, so to speak?
Yeah, it feels good because last season I feel like we should have won, but we didn't have our star player Decleak with us, so we had to use a sub, and that really hurt our chances. So I'm glad we were able to this season finish the job this time, me and Sev. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, D-Click is the GOAT. Y'all definitely made it happen for him this season, though, so he gets at least
yeah,
a half the ship.
Honorary championship.
Yeah, there you go. All right, and this is the next question I have is kind of the focal point of everyone on this team for this podcast, which is good. I would say everyone on this team is the most deserving to win a ship this past season for different reasons. And obviously for you, top player, you got to backpack a lot. You know, it's good to get some pats on your back and get some hardware to show for it because I can't even imagine how hard it must be knowing, you're going to be a captain, top player, knowing you're going to have to carry. Everybody expects it. It's just hard to keep that mindset. So the question really is for this one, did you bid on the team you were planning to other than Sev, or did you just kind of have to go off the fly and freestyle a little bit?
yeah. So me being captain was like a literally like a last second thing because I wasn't even supposed to be a captain. It was supposed to be Viper, but he like backed out like last second. And I talked to Lux about it, and he was pretty much telling me that I should captain, or I'm pretty much gonna be screwed.
Yeah, I
So
kind of
yeah,
put that in motion.
yeah. So the only reason I
President.
captain, I told him like, hey, you got to help me with bidding and being a coach for the team and whatnot. So that's pretty much how I got this team. Me and Lux.
Nice, winging it. I love it. All right, so that's all the questions I have for you. And the next I have up for questions is Dylan. And Dylan's first question is: after a strong start to the last season, Wang Industries kind of fell flat going into the playoffs, losing in the first round. How does it feel to make a strong push back to the playoffs and finish the fight? And this is similar to your question. So his response was, "We had a strong team, so me being part of it only made it stronger in the end." Very stoic. I love it.
Hey, don't forget Dylan, who
That is a
took you out of the
that's a Dylan
playoffs last
answer.
season, and who took me out of the playoffs last season. And then we combined me, Sab, and Dylan and took Seb, and we went all the way.
Yeah, he's certainly the wild card. Y'all have kind of two wild cards going with Dylan and Avenger. You know, you got the double jokers on the team. You know, got to break them out. All right. So his second question was, you weren't available much for your regular season games, but you balled out in the playoffs. Do you think the lack of regular season games hurt you or helped keep the game fresh? And he replied, didn't really change anything. Grifball is Grifball. I'm kind of goated as a standalone player on any team. Very humble. So
Jesus
no,
Christ.
so no practice didn't really affect the team. The only thing is everyone just getting on the same page.
Here or not here, this guy's trolling all the time.
He's one of a kind.
All right, and his last question is, I gotta admit, I love the way you play. You do your own thing out there, creeping on the runner with the sword, launching, rushing the spawn, and just staying there. How big of an impact does it have on a team defensively when a player like yourself wreaks havoc on the weak side? He says, I mean, if you watch the games, I'm not always creeping with a sword. I just walk around to separate the defense, easily leaving it as a 2v2 for my team and a 2v1 for me. If they win, then the people after me are out of position. If I win a 1v1 or 1v2, then it's a free goal every time.
Yeah,
There
his
was a
sword
take there,
is
that was
He's good at math.
what happened.
That
Oh,
math
Best sword in the
math.
game, probably.
it is the best sword in the game, hands down.
Yeah,
Facts. If he played a full season, he would have been up there.
he's quite a menace whenever he gets over into the spawn and can just sit there and do whatever he wants. And of course, he can go for pass plays as well whenever that's open up.
That's
All
the
right.
worst part. You know what Dylan's gonna do, and it's just like you still got to stop him at it.
Yeah, he relieved so much pressure for me actually when he was
It's
playing.
like you know he's gonna flank, you know he's gonna flower on plate and spawn kill, and you know he's gonna go for the pass and use the sword. And it's just like even though you know he's gonna do it, he still gets away with it. And I think that's part of
Creates a
his
dilemma for every team that plays against him because it's like you either commit the resources to take him down or you leave him and then he takes you down. So whichever way you spin it, you're kind of screwed.
true wild card in Grifball.
Yeah, I think really the only thing you can do about that is obviously doubling is bad. You just got to send your top player over there to deal with them because that way
Yeah.
you keep the numbers spread out.
Well,
But
that's the thing, and if you double on him, it's fine. But then you've got Sab on the other side, which you need to double him as well.
Yeah.
So you can't double both at the same time.
Yeah, that's
players
where it
Yeah,
comes
you-
down to communication.
Pretty much needed to stay
Yeah,
alive
chemistry,
against Dylan.
communication,
Just have
yeah.
one guy just sit there, just not die to him.
yeah,
Oh yeah, and Dylan's calling that shit out too. I know. When I rewatched this stuff, I saw me choke on because I thought he was gonna die, and he was standing there on plate right when I died, and everybody was like, "Oh, you could have ran it," but I like threw it back, and then I think
Oh,
Seven Savage
yeah.
like ran
I
it clear in.
remember that one. I think it worked
But I was
out.
like, damn, I could have been there on stream like doing a dink and dunk goal, but I had no faith. But that man stays alive.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to your questions, Avenger. And the first one is the one that you got previewed and just more comical than anything. Did you or did you not use your brain implant to cheat in the playoffs? Be honest now.
Well, tell you about the brain implant. Today was supposed to be my last day of radiation, and now that got moved to tomorrow because I have extreme constipation. So I don't know what's going on with my brain, but I don't. It's not working out for me. I've never cheated a day in my life. If so, I would have multiple championships, probably like 3 now. But I'm on my 3rd season. I've been to one with Shrek, and That's probably going to be one of the greatest teams that I've ever played with and lost with. Hands down, me, Snipe, Shrek, and Cosmos. And made it really far with Sauce, Kate, and Hyde. And I don't know. I don't think the Neuralink was stronger than the ketamine. And I'm not gonna lie, this season,
I love that
think
team,
all of
dude.
us had a little bit of Neuralink because it was like you even throw Lux on top of it. We were all in sync, and then even if you look at all of our film, we just moved for the times where I would run up Sav's ass because I didn't know like how to stay in the middle of the court. I'm like the wall's the wall, so the next thing I'm running along Sav's like what the fuck, and he's got to get out of the way, and then I screw the whole push up. So once I got that slow part of my brain figured out, then everything else kind of fell into place.
All right, the
But
next
no, I'm
question.
not.
I was mostly joking, but the next question I have
So
is:
was I.
after missing out on the ship in season 2 and getting to the semifinals last season, pretty much what you just talked about. This is similar to the other questions. What does it mean to you to get back to the ship and win it all this season?
So my very first AGLA season ever was my second season. I played a GGL that was Halo 5 the first season, and it crashed and it kind of went like nowhere, and all of AMI died and only some of the pros survived. So that kind of became an AMI and pro setting for the AGLA the following season. And that was my very first competitive, like actual competitive setting in Grifball, and I won the championship then, which was really cool. And ever since then, I've been, kind of doing the whole pro thing, and I've never got a ship. I've always had a dramatic fucking ending or some sort of thing happen, and it just kind of feels great to know that I have a pro ship as well now.
Hey, you got more than me.
Hey, hopefully we Shadow F16 one day. I know he don't got an AMI, but I'll never beat Mungo. He's got a legacy, an AMI, and a pro.
Wait, is Legacy the same as Amy?
No, legacy's like middle between pro and AMI. And what would happen was if we were like a last pick in the pro, you could be like a captain in legacy and vice versa, legacy to AMI.
Oh,
Yeah, it really only
sounds
works.
like a lot
don't-
of players then.
Yeah, it really only works with the right pool, and that's really what it boils down to. A lot of seasons, you can't really run anything unless you have the right talented pool. Because
Yeah, you're
sometimes,
subbing with like pulling up from the pool.
yeah, definitely. Sometimes you just know when it's going to be just one league, all pro, or not really all pro, but just one league, and you sometimes you can have the talent to make a bigger pro league and a smaller AMI league if you got the numbers. You really, as an admin, that's really what you got to do. You got to go with the numbers. So,
Like I think we're close to having a solid pro league and a small AMI league in Infinite. But if we could get to the point where we had like close to a full AMI league and a full pro league, then I think we could get the full legacy thing with two smaller
We were only
leagues.
doing it once in recent memory when we had the multi-game season where we had like 2 definitive leagues, but they were both quite small. I think it was only like 6 teams in each.
Yeah, we had like 6 pro. We had more Amy teams than pro, I think, but we had 6 pro teams. I remember that.
That was good because we kind of combined the player base between all the Halo 3 kids and all the Reach kids, and like
the fat magic number is 80 for having both leagues. 32 for a
man.
pro league, 48 for an AMI league.
Jeez.
Yeah,
But,
AMI, they're
We'll
gonna
make
do
some
it.
more auto counts.
Yeah, but we'll have
Let me plug
Cosmos.
my Guitar Hero controllers in real quick.
Oh yeah, I heard Cosmos is doing that. So.
Yeah.
me, bot.
Well, I got one more question for Avenger, and the last one I have is, you provide a huge morale buff to any team you play on, and I would say if there was like a top 5 funniest motherfuckers in the Grifball Discord, you're definitely making that top 5 list, by the way. But how do you stay
Shout
so
out to
turnt?
Shrek.
How do you stay so turnt during games? It's like a constant thing for you. You don't just get turnt and it goes away. It's like you stay that way. Like, other than the ketamine, that is.
Shit, multiple things on that. One, I like to win. I like to stay hyped. I like it, like the vibe to be good. It doesn't, help if nobody in there wants to win. Nobody wants to have fun. So, like, that doesn't help if I'm gonna be negative. And if everybody else is being negative, it doesn't help for me to add on top of that. Plus, I have fucking brain cancer, and it feeds off of negativity, and I have no choice but to look at the life and world half full versus half empty. So no matter, even when my life's falling apart around me, which has happened multiple times in Grifball seasons around championships and playoffs. I've just managed to sit there and play, and all that goes through my head. I swear to God. And I don't know what it is, especially in playoffs and stuff, was when I'm facing elimination, I just think I don't want to be the reason we lose no matter what. And anytime it's like the final game, I go off in the lobby. I don't know what it is. It's just like I pretend like it's like the last time I'm ever gonna play Grifball, and I just genuinely, literally have fun with it. I've always had fun playing Grifball, and I think that's like the meme. You know, a lot of people love it and they hate it and all that shit. Like, fuck it, dude. Like, life already like sucks in the grand scheme of things. Grifball's one of my favorite things. So when I play, like, I love to play. So I really love to scrim, get out there, my team, you know, see everything pay off at the end, all those scrims, all that. So like playing with Dylan when he's not there, you know how great that feels to just go in and play. And it's just like he only played 2 regular season games, which people don't really understand, was against Shrek's team, which was his full lineup. So no matter how you slice it, like we beat Shrek's full lineup with our full lineup, even if they had puppies or not, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's a little off topic, sorry.
No, I mean, I would say you
respect that.
stayed on topic.
But I don't know, man. I like the stories, man. Like, you look at this shit, everybody got their ship and they're happy. But like for me, I got to beat Mungo. And I have a whole thing on my notes where he made me write down a thing like declaring that he was going to go positive through playoffs and that he was going to win the ship and all that. And he made me declare it and write it down on my phone. It's deleted now. But so I got to go through that, the garlic bread bowl, which is great, especially after losing when we had a sub. So that was real good, you know, because we have a whole rivalry. We love each other to death, but man, we are rivals to the core as much as we love each other. And on top of that, afterwards, I got to go against Solace and get past the semifinal round, which was fucking great. And then after that, then I get to go against Shrek, my captain, who I went with the ship with last season. Shrek already won, so fuck it, man. It's time for me to get one. But it was great to play again. So it's like when you look at it, it's just like it was a great little storyline for as little as we played, because I grind a lot. Like that whole time through surgery, man, I was playing so much Grifball, like trying to make sure I didn't suck. And then this season, I did not play at all because we were like never on. So it really felt good to get on and for us all to click like we did this season. And I honestly have to thank Lux like most for that. I think he kept us all together on all the off days because we did not play that much. Sorry
Thank you, my boy.
I know.
It was a strong weekend, that's for sure. It was a long one too.
It all came together nicely at the end, but I would agree with that. Looks kind of pushed the scrimming a lot because we were pretty segregated. Dylan got on and grinded out a bunch, and Avenger as well. But we very rarely played together outside of like the actual games.
Well, what was Dylan's first message in our team chat? He was like, "Yeah, I'm available after 1 a.m."
Yeah,
Like, what the
that's so
fuck?
ridiculous.
You're
Like,
what even is that?
Oh yeah, I sent the game. I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
He's like asking, "Can we play at 11 East?" And I'm like, "Dude, that's like fucking 4 in the morning for me."
Because I told Sad to bid on him. I was like, "You're making me look bad in front of Sad. You can't do this."
you told me schedule doesn't matter. Apparently it does.
Apparently, well, what Dylan play 9 games in total?
No.
2 in the
Oh, you
preseason.
mean
and
playoffs?
2 regular season games and playoffs, and he had
if you
2
count
preseason.
if you count playoffs as like the whole series rather than individual matches, he actually never lost. So there's that.
Yeah,
that is true.
I guess
Yeah,
that's fair.
9-1, I think, is what the record was with him.
Yeah, and he definitely played more playoff games than regular season games.
He
That's
lost one to
hilarious.
Shrek and one to Solace.
Like 400% more playoff games than he played regular season.
Well,
he's
Avenger,
a winner.
you won the garlic bread bowl against Mungo. That's what I take from that. You care about that just as much as the ship. So you won the garlic bread bowl,
It's gonna be
man.
a thing every fucking season until one of us is dead. That's gonna be a thing. And honestly, if I die anytime soon, I hope somebody takes up the mantle and doesn't let him run his fucking mouth and challenges him and eats his garlic bread every season.
We got you, man.
Yeah, I think the funny thing about that game is if we lose the second game, we probably lose third because Dylan like literally had to like leave.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so if Seb doesn't do that triple man punch for the goal.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
that was so
dude,
sick.
that was the hypest moment of the season, man.
I've
was
got
4-4
the
too.
recorded in my
Yeah, it was
I
4-4.
I was like,
you
yo,
guys are,
Mav, I was
screaming
like,
down
Mav's
the-
running on play.
I'm being spawn killed by Mav, and I was like, all right, now I got Mav staring me down 1-on-1, and then he's like, I'm going up, and I was like, hold on, wait, you might need to pass, and it's just like punch, punch, game over. I was screaming.
I think we all were
Oh,
screaming.
Oh man, I wish I had the audio sample right here to play down. I do have it saved, but
That's not the
Wasn't
Luck
Luck
thing.
wasn't Luck
my,
streaming it?
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
streamed
it
all
was
of it.
one of the hypest moments in memory, just purely from the audio that followed. Like, it was
I know it
insane.
clipped in the red on the audio meter. It got really loud.
Yeah.
I wish more teams like stream their comms more.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to go
Yeah,
back
Like
and
that,
listen.
even to the highlights, like when you do like a little clip montage and stuff, when you've got people screaming or like little voice chatter in the back, it makes it all the more hype.
Yeah, a
I
lot of
know.
teams are like banning the comms from the public. And
Well,
I don't know,
Domagog streamed his
Yeah, but
comms,
that's
but
just
he always
toxic.
deleted
It's
it.
just toxic as hell,
Information.
and they're just flaming everybody instead of like good vibes, you know.
Yeah, that's the worst part. They just delete the stream when they lose
Yeah, I
after
know.
anyway.
Yeah, they have to delete the comms because they said some like very very horrible things probably about the other team.
Oh, dude, do you think that's bad? Try having no, seriously, try streaming with Hydro Kids on your
I
team.
have
I was in the
I've
hospital,
deleted
dude, fresh
vids
after
before.
surgery.
And every time like a nurse would walk in, and it'd always be like some mixed race nurse of some kind, he would say the most racist thing out of nowhere.
Oh, jeez.
Like
Jesus.
out of nowhere, just be
Pure silence. Everybody's just talking about whatever. Nurse comes to walk in and check on me, and then boom, like out of it's just like Tourette's. He just blurts it out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna move on to Sev and his questions. Yeah, switch gears a bit. All right. So, Sev, the first question I have is one you were able to preview. It says you and Sab seem to have great chemistry together between last season and this season, being able to team back up again. What kind of impact do you have with what kind of impact do you feel consistency with teammates like this has?
Well, I was pretty chuffed when Saab picked me up. Not gonna lie, of course, you know, top tier player. I always like playing with players like that who have really good comms, really consistent, really good, you know, like that style of play. However, I don't think it translated too well at the start of the season because as much as we were playing together again, the game type had changed. The lineup we had changed. You know, it was like we didn't have Decleak, we didn't have Chemical, we didn't have a good schedule where we could scrim all the time. So at first I was like, oh dear, like dropping -60 in late league, and I'm like, Sab's gonna regret picking me up again because it was like chalk and cheese from the last season. But on the whole, I think we just picked up where we left off, and I actually felt like we had more chance of winning last season than we did this season. So it felt really good to actually like take it home this time. So yeah, I think there was definitely an element where, although we didn't have the time to get on in practice, it didn't hit us too hard because we had spent the entire previous season playing together. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that being able to play with someone in consecutive seasons would be big for sure, and
Yeah.
learning a new game type and all that. It's just funny how you're 5 seed this past season and you won the ship. Last season you were the number 1 seed, the favorites, and you lose. It's just the number 1 seed's always cursed. It's in preseason rankings, all that. It's really hard to be number 1 seed and win because I mean Novice was number 1 seed this past season and he got knocked out in his first series. So
It's always playoffs when the upsets seem to happen as well. So it worked in our favor this time.
definitely. Okay, the next question I have is out of all of your teammates, I feel like you are the most deserving of this ship because in season 1 you lost in the championship. In season 2 you got to the semis with Buff Oily Men and Women, and then last season with Chemical Imbalance lost in the championship. So you did it, man. You fucking did it. So
I'm
what?
sorry, what was the team name you just said?
Buff Oily Men and Women. That was season 2.
Yeah, time for
yeah.
God.
Time for
yeah.
God.
That's funny.
That's time for
Yeah.
God, yeah. So, what does this championship mean to you, Sev?
Oh man, I mean, for me, it was just nice to finally do it, and for Sav as well, because I felt like last season it was like really deserving of it, and I think the team we had was so solid. Like on paper, last season it was probably written that we would have won because we barely dropped a game all season. and then choked it in the playoffs. And then this season, it was almost the opposite narrative. People didn't really rate us that highly. We didn't get on to scrim much, and we pretty much traded games all the way to the playoffs. But no, to finally actually win, because it would have looked pretty bad statistically if I'd lost 75% of the the playoffs that I've attended, made it to the final every time and never won. So no, I think it was good to make the playoffs, like to actually make the finals again, but to actually win felt really good. So it's my first HLA pro-ship, I think. I've won Army before, way back when in Halo 4, and won the odd tournament with Lux. So yeah, it was nice to be with Lux as well, because it's kind of like, although we weren't playing together, we played together in season 1, and we've won Halo 4 tournaments together. So it was nice to still have that going. So yeah, it was good. Not won anything properly since the EU League died. So
Yeah, I mean, I would say the EU League's doing pretty well in the Infinite League so far between you and Aware. I mean, Aware's got a championship. He's been to some deep playoff runs as well. And with you, you've literally a semifinals berth is the worst season you've ever
yeah,
had. That's
yeah. Well, that's
insane.
yeah. I've made finals 75% of the time, and semi-finals the one I didn't. So yeah, always a playoff run and always a contender for sure. But it's the I was looking at it actually. It was like there's quite a few EU players that were like left, and considering there's only 3 of us in the league, really, it's like it shows a good level of consistency. So I'll take that.
Definitely. All right, so the last question I have for you is, would you say Infinite is a little bit easier to play on with higher ping compared to the other Grifball iterations, such as 3, Reach, Halo 4, Halo 5? And what would you say to any EU players aspiring to play Infinite?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think actually I'd be lying if I said it wasn't better, because I think on paper and the stats that come out, and obviously with like me and Aware both winning chips, which doesn't necessarily happen in previous seasons, I think Infinite definitely is more suitable for an EU player. There's still the same garbage that you have to deal with when you're playing on high ping, but when I look at it like on Halo 3, you're pretty much like punished because of the slow hammer and everything like that. I find it really difficult to play as an EU player. Reach, you're pretty much a trade bot, so you're somewhat limited there as well. Even as a runner, you're just going to get traded. Halo 4, I always thought was the best for an EU player, because even if you're getting out tanked on high ping, you have the pass plays, you have other ways that you can actually win the game. And with Infinite, that was even more so, because when we had the grapple, we had the repulse, it was like, okay, I might be getting outranged and out reloaded, but there are other things I can use to win the game. Albeit in the thruster season, that's somewhat got taken away, but the thruster does give you that kind of second chance if you fuck up your spacing. So yeah, no, I'd say Infinite probably is better. Whether that's just because the skill level of the league on a whole is been somewhat diluted over the years with people leaving, and the amount of EU players we have has gone down, I don't know. But yeah, it certainly feels like you can actually play the game, which is always a bonus.
Yeah, it certainly seems like a friendly game for others, Australian or European players to try
I was
out.
just gonna say we had some Aussie guys in as well, and even they were able to actually play the game without it being too like unplayable. So yeah, I'd agree with that.
All right, so that's the last question I had for Sev, and next up is Coach Lux.
The
Oh, shit.
goat.
Oh
The
shit.
goat.
Oh shit. No. You guys crazy. Crazy
What
guys.
what team, in your opinion, matched up the best against Like Clockwork this season? And you can do regular season, playoff, ship, whatever. So
Solis's team.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say most of the teams before playoffs just wasn't really a fair fight, but in playoffs, definitely Solis's team. I told these guys, like, if you beat Solis, like, you won the ship, it's over. Definitely the scariest team. I'd say better than Novice's team.
yeah, I would say they sort of matched up similar to y'all's team in a way.
Yeah, very solid.
Yeah, maybe somewhat different, but yeah, kind of the same. Set runner, stuff like that. Because ninth place, they didn't really have a set runner. They kind of all did it. Although they would give it to Marvin usually, but they could all pick up the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it is these days. All
I think it's a ball. It does blow up, though.
Boom. Yeah, it's good what Death was able to do with some of that stuff. It sucks that he wasn't able to keep some of the stuff that he had, like the flares when you got a double and a triple and an overkill. I thought that stuff was cool, but it's just gonna eat the frame rate and stuff like that. Sadly.
You got the music for the 4-4 though. That was cool. That makes it quite hypey as well.
It was pretty cool. But yeah, Salas didn't overspend on anybody. He just got 3 solid C, D tier players and just wrote it out, which is probably one of the better strats for being a high tier captain in the first place.
Yeah, I would
it's a
say.
bit of a,
Unfortunately, we have a Sab, so there's no chance of him winning.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's always
that's-
the way, like, how do you build a team? Because you can do, like, Chemical and Cosmos, which on paper you'd think you got Chemical and Cosmos on the same team, they're going to run through people.
Yeah, which I don't actually think is a bad idea, believe it or not. I just
you require the third and fourth to, like, at the very least hit.
you're as
those
good as your worst player in this league.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get them turned up. Which I don't know how much Cosmos scrimmed, but them not even making playoffs is pretty crazy to me. I would have never guessed that on my bingo card.
Yeah, they just didn't have a fourth.
True.
I thought they had a better built team than we did because we definitely had the worst team out of that team, out of our 2 teams. We were almost a mirror image. I don't feel that Big Al played that bad. Maybe at first, but I watched some of their games and it just seemed like they would split up at the wrong times when it's time to protect the runner and stuff like that. That happened a lot, and the best part about my season is when it ended because then I didn't have to lose to Shrek in the playoffs. Love you, Shrek, but we need to learn some boundaries in playoffs or something.
Well,
All right.
your team had a win, right? No Plex, so it was against Solace, wasn't it?
We had, yeah, that was our only win was against Solace. It was a fluke.
Crazy.
That's funny.
5-4. Yeah, definitely a fluke. Well, the next question I have for you, Lux, is would you be willing to help a team like that again as sort of like the coach mentor role, or was it just helping Sab out?
It was mostly just for Sab, but I have a price. You can pay me some Griff bucks, but nah, I'm down to help anybody. I just like seeing people get better at the game. It was mostly supposed to be Viper actually, but he dropped out, and yeah, this happened. So Viper lost out on a ship. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, a few people that weren't able to sign up this season that thought they were going to play. Zim was one of them. Snipe was one of them. Gingy, he didn't sign up. Fancy, he didn't sign up. So, and of course, the GOAT. Sure hope he does sign up sometime.
Oh, you HP silent. Obviously, you're talking about him, not me.
HP silent, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was gonna say that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's gonna be your last question, so we're getting to that one. But I think having someone, sitting in the spectator and watching your team from above, it gives you real good insight that you don't see when you're down there. I mean, hell, whenever I'm playing, I betray the shit out of everybody because I can't even pay attention to what's going on around me. So to be able to zoom out and see how your team is moving, you can definitely see if they're clumping up too bad and spreading out too far. It's definitely a good insight to be able to see it from that perspective, I would think.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I don't know if people know this, but I was watching every game from Sab's POV. I wasn't even like overhead, which I was trying to get by joining the lobbies, but nobody would let me in, so I had to do a Discord stream through Sab. But it worked out.
All
Live
right.
comms help.
Yeah, definitely. The last question is one is going to get, and I posted it to you, but it's funny because I wrote something different here. I wrote, you're going to play next season and you're going to fucking like it. But really, your question is...
This is a democracy, I guess.
On a scale from 1 to Deathcrawler, how likely will you play that next season?
From 1 to Deathcrawl. I'm sitting at a solid 2 right now, but anything could happen.
That's fair.
That's 2 out of 2, though, right?
I don't even know what the game type is. It's 2 out of 2. I don't know if it's double thrust. I don't know what's going on.
Well, according to the poll, Classic won, but I guess half the people that replied weren't people who'd actually played the game, so their vote didn't count or something.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
with
I mean,
double threat.
Release
Let
the
that be
sign
on
up is
that.
all I'm
Bring
saying.
back equipment, that's all I'm saying, dude.
If you get Savin Zim to sign up, maybe.
Yeah.
Which
Zim's
he might.
definitely signing up. 100%.
Well, he might be retired. I don't know. Are you retired?
Oh, well, we're not talking about me right now.
Oh, that's
Well,
coming though. I heard through my sources that was a thing. So that's
I didn't
definitely
say none.
you're
Go back.
Whoa.
No, it wasn't you actually. It was I believe it was someone in the leadership channel mentioned it. I think it was Mav.
Oh,
So
fucking
Wait, what?
blame Mav.
How would he know?
the
Nah,
Mavmans.
it might not be Mav, but I'm blaming him anyways.
Okay.
But
I'm okay with that.
but yeah,
laughing
def-
his gums.
yeah, I definitely understand. But man, we definitely all should hope to see you sign up and play. We love seeing any kind of top talent play. It's just better whenever there's people to kick your ass, I guess.
I get it. More people always better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but after winning a
see.
ship, I'd understand it. I mean, gotta make a
No.
victory lap.
Nobody ever retires. So
Truly.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's a hat ship. I think people
Yeah.
listening to this don't consider me a ship winner, which is fine. But
No, I'd say you earned half of a ship. Definitely from season one.
I was
You
gonna say,
deserve
at
it.
least you get to hold the trophy at least a little bit.
yeah, I'm like in the background of the team photo, like clap my hands, like yay.
Well, somebody's got to take the picture.
Footnote. I could take the picture, yeah.
But yeah, that's really all we have for the questions. So really, we could. There's only a couple other things we have to talk about, really. To touch on what we were just talking about, the game type this season, we had a poll on it, and classic or back to basics, whatever, was just going to be sprint and passing and nothing else really. No equipment, no thrust, nothing at all really. And then thruster was last season, and I think people were kind of griping a little bit about the game type after all. Whenever something's new, it's fresh and it's fun to play. You're going to have your honeymooner period where it's great, and then eventually it's just you're going to see the flaws in it, and thrust does kind of break things. But now there's a double thrust game mode that people have been playing. So, as Death says, the last game type someone plays is the best one, and all the other ones suck before that. So,
I saw that.
I haven't played anything. I gotta lower my credits. 130 for me is fucking outrageous.
That's
But,
what I'm on
but,
right now, honestly.
but anyways, so I haven't played any of these game types. I've heard good things about them. So I haven't played the double thrust, but I've heard it's pretty good.
yeah, I haven't
Read it, yeah,
touched it
myself.
either. Yeah. Maybe Lux has? I don't think any.
I
I
tried it.
One full thrust, dude. They're both half. They're both really quick, half the distance, and they instead of like a full recharge length, it's like 2 quick lengths. So you could like jump around, do a juke back or whatever, and then instead of one full, you'll get 2 of them. So you just use one at a time and just keep stacking them
I'm
and
just
keep one to
imagining
keep yourself
Dylan's
alive.
sword with like a half forward lunge, half back lunge, how even hard that's gonna be to keep track of. Dude.
Yo, but Dylan is a go at back to basics, so I get why he would be a little upset about that.
I feel
Where's my
like
dash
people get
season?
upset about the game type, not because of the changes, like the major changes, like equipment, no equipment, thrust or no thrust. It's just that whenever we change anything, the fundamental game type just breaks because of the way Halo Infinite is, and I think that's what people get more upset about because everything just feels like different.
Yeah, I kept getting a lot of debugs the last time I played, so it definitely needs work. And when he also only had it
Always
for
a
3
thing
goals.
in Grifball. You remember Butterfingers in Halo 4? When
Oh my god.
Oh, fucking the nightmares.
that's the ball on the plate and just go whoop, straight out your hand.
Yeah, my favorite for Butterfingers was when you would throw it to someone and they would Butterfinger it, and then you would try to go pick it up, and then you would Butterfinger it, and they would just kill you, and then pick up the ball and score.
Yeah, accidentally fish you even though.
Sounds like Lux just playing Grifball.
Well, I'm
There's a video on YouTube by Rage, I think. It has like a bunch of Butterfinger clips, and it's all from like one series. It's like 4 minutes long.
But I think Dylan quoting himself would be fine at any game type because he did say himself, "I'm kind of goated as a standalone player on any team." So that little bite right there, I think he would be fine really on any game type.
I don't think any of us can argue with that though because he was literally a standalone player until playoffs, and then he joined the team and we won everything. So like,
Yeah, I think Dylan's work. He's definitely a worker. He's hard to get a hold of in a schedule and everything. But like, was he worth the credits? I think so. At the end, he definitely was. But it's just such a gamble.
Yeah, I
The
never
schedules
knew
are
how
for
he was
pussies.
going to play, and I'd only ever seen him in like late league.
And dude, honestly, we literally almost lost him like in the play. We almost did not probably go to the ship because of that. So it was a very big risk. Like Sev literally saved the season probably right there at the end.
Honestly, after that quarterfinal and then the semi-final, it was like so many hype games that it almost like not to shit on the final, but those games almost felt
Oh,
more
that's when I
hype
was
than
having
the
internet
actual
issues
final.
too.
Like,
That was just a miserable day.
yeah. Oh man.
And then the next day you were up till like the sunrise.
Yeah, well, I hadn't even had a drink in 2025 yet, and then we finished that finals game, and it was like the shops were open, so I just had a tootle down and got myself some beers and had a little celebration, like with the birds tweeting and shit, you know. It was good.
Everybody ready to go to
Yeah.
bed. Sev's trying to get
Sure.
breakfast.
Yeah, I remember sitting in the Twitch stream because we had like 90 viewers at one point, and then there was like someone gate crashed it with like 500, and I was like, "Oh, the sun's coming up soon," and people are like, "What are you talking about? It's 11 o'clock." Like, not right now. It's not. Yeah.
When's the DJ Blue podcast coming out? It's my question.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, get that guy to sign up.
Yeah. DJ's All Star.
On that note,
Drop
shout out to
it.
the guys doing the finals live stream. I thought Spence and DJ did a great job.
Oh, Spence was amazing. I can't wait to hear him cast
Yeah.
again. He is perfect for that shit.
He was locked in, like, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Avenger does because I've seen.
Yeah, I got him casting for the event coming up. Him and DJ.
Nice.
Oh wow.
You're doing a bit of casting yourself soon, right, Avenger? Have you been practicing?
Yeah, I'm been doing a lot of research trying to do this VMix stuff, like what Noble's doing
Yeah.
to run stream production, and I'm gonna be my first time dabbling with it with this event that's coming up on March 7th, Friday.
Okay.
Gonna
I think
drop this
one of the
real
things that I
quick.
would say for the commentary, that it was really hard for them because they were using different people's like cameras perspective. They kept saying red and blue team, but depending whose POV they were watching, red and blue team was swapping.
Yeah.
So it didn't actually make
Yeah,
sense.
I know it does do that, and the
Yeah.
whole Cobra Eagle thing, and then the red and
Yeah.
blue.
But on the whole, they did a great job.
So I'm gonna look at that. One thing I'm definitely interested in doing is doing like it's gonna be like streaming a main thing in the tournament and then having a second stream going on at the same time and then cutting back and forth, which I've never really seen done. So it'll be like a first attempt of
One
trying to
thing
do like
Grifball Hub used to
live
do, I don't know how they did it, but they had like an instant replay button. So like midway through the live stream, whenever someone scored, they like pushed a button and it would like skip the stream back and show the last 30 seconds, so you could see how the goal fucking went down, and they would talk about it and stuff.
Yeah, I gotta keep playing around with all that. So
Derailing
far,
no
I've just
Plexus
been
podcast
constructive.
here, though, man. We're talking about streams.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
We didn't
it's
shout
fine.
out Noplex because he wanted us to sit the ship too, man. He's
True.
helped a lot of
Yeah, he
games.
helped us win
Yeah,
some
no
games.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
feel
didn't even
playing
mention
and
that the whole
subbing and
time.
helping
Like
us
super
win?
sub number one, he's just hosting the podcast saying nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
no play.
Couldn't have done it
How
without
does it
Dylan.
feel subbing for Dylan? For the GOAT Dylan, the standalone player, the GOAT Plex.
I suck compared to Dylan.
Who else did we have? So we had Marvin sub, we had Irene sub, and
I think that's it. That's those three.
yeah,
That's it,
Yeah.
yeah, because Noplex played about 35
All of
games.
them GOAT it. Hawk GOAT it. Rain GOAT it. No Plex GOAT it.
Yeah.
Those are like the three subs that I would
think-
literally like get from Subway every single time.
Yeah. Foot long carried us to the playoffs, dude. That was them.
Yeah,
Not for real though. Without those subs, we actually wouldn't have even probably made it to the playoffs. Like So.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I
We're
played
not-
better
we're not
for
getting
other
the playoffs
teams.
with Wear Mosquito, let's be honest. Though.
Yeah, I play better for other teams than my own. Subplex.
Yeah, what's your team played more? It's unfortunate.
Yeah, we were good, but we just weren't good together. You know, we all played pretty decent. We just lacking a runner. Runners are huge in this game. If you don't have someone set to run it, we all tried, but we just couldn't make plays. You know, we had the killing down. I think in tanking metrics we were one. I think it was either number 4. So we definitely had the tanking numbers, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. But you know, on to the next, I
Sometimes
guess.
it's non-tangible, you know.
That was
Like
crazy.
sometimes the team with the biggest KD, they obviously run through everybody and win, and then sometimes it's not even about that. I mean, like Clockwork season 1, we were like net negative 300 or something, and we made finals. It's just depends
Yeah,
on
something
the
like
games
that,
go,
yeah.
You know, like you were the only one that was positive. Like for the rest of us were like, you know, being neg 80, neg 100 or something, but we won a lot of games.
I miss TJP.
Oh man.
Need that guy to sign up.
Yeah,
Wait, didn't
he
he
was.
sign up this season?
Yeah,
He was solid.
he wasn't happy in season 3, the IGL, whatever you want to call it. IGLA is what I like to call it. He just the game type was so different, and it shocked him a bit, and he hadn't played in a while, and I don't know.
I think he went through the same thing I did at the start of this season. He did almost like had a really good season the season beforehand. His credit value got like through the roof based on where he was in the draft originally, and then it was kind of like the game type changed and he went from being this powerhouse grapple tank to like struggling a little bit, and it was like it's pretty demoralizing. But
Yeah, he dropped pretty far that season too because we were able to get him as a 4th, me, Gingy, Spank, and him. I mean, again, another good team on paper, but it didn't work out. We didn't get much time with that team, but either way, Avenger, I'm really glad you're hosting that event. I'll be looking forward to it. It'll be cool. It's good that you want to do some stuff like that. I think you'll be a pretty good caster. You know the players well. You know Grifball really well, and when people are flanking and stuff like that, I think you'd make a great color commentator.
agreed.
But yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with the game type because, like I said, don't know what we like until we know what we like, I guess.
I'd like to see either season 4 come back or, I mean, obviously action season, but that's off the table, it seems.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the discussion I put with the idea of like, well, instead of arguing about the game type, why don't we do it, like home and away instead of it just being an aesthetic thing where you choose the court, you get to pick the game type. We have thrust, we have
That would
grapple
be
recourse,
crazy.
and we have classic.
Yeah,
I just feel that would be great because then the entire draft strategy changes. Do you draft an all grapple team? Do you draft an all classic team? It adds a layer to it because Grifballs are pretty. Let's face it, there's not a whole lot to it. So the more spice you can add, the more interesting it gets for me. But
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that'd
kind
be
of how
pretty
I
cool.
looked at it. That's why I wanted action, but
yo, so
whatever.
if y'all have not played double thrust, give it a try.
I haven't played Double First, yeah, that's true. But my argument always historically before Infinite, when people are like, some people are pro Halo 3, pro Halo 4, whatever, was that, well, surely more is better. So having passing and stuff is better than not having passing because there's just more ways to play the game, more things to think about instead of just like
Oh,
relying
yeah.
on your connection
You
and holding
You
forward.
take
'Cause,
passing away, bro, I'm done.
yeah,
Wait, isn't there an event for Double Thrust coming up?
Yes, Saturday,
Yep.
March 1st, I think.
hosted by yours truly.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Dylan.
It would be cool to have some kind of event where, like I said, they play classic, then they play thrust, and they play double thruster, and whoever wins all of them is the real winner.
I know a lot of people hated that mixed game season, but I thought it was actually good. Like, I really enjoyed having to adapt to multiple games and multiple hosts. It was just shit because if we picked Halo 4, the other team picked West Coast, so I only got to play the game I liked on 180 ping. Shit. Never mind.
We need Grifball 2 to come out.
Oh yeah, aren't you
Grifball 2,
making a game?
Yeah, I was gonna get the DLC.
Am I making a game?
Looks shit.
Oh.
Didn't you say that or something? Or you're making a Grifball game or something?
People are working on it. Yeah, it's not coming out anytime soon.
Damn.
It's the future, though. It'll be really good.
That's what we hope.
Next
What
thing
we
I
really
got.
need to do is drop it back to MCC. Ooh,
Well,
that's a good idea.
we tried running a Halo 4 thing, and people didn't like that at all.
Well,
It was-
okay. Did you consider this? Did we play Dash on Reach?
No, it was Halo 4.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's what people wanted at the time was Halo 4, and then we went back to Halo 4, and they were like, "Oh my God, we actually played this and liked it." It was a shock.
Yeah, that's
for
how it
sure.
goes usually.
Yeah. The next thing I have here on the outline is the fact that we're getting a new late league bot because of Replit and Aspence. What a fucking legend that guy is. He just does anything and everything all at once somehow. But I think he said he's about 70% done with it. He still has to add some feature to it like stats and some other MMR type stuff, I think. I don't know. I'm an idiot. He's a smart guy, really. So that'll be good. I mean, the neat Q thing that you added, I mean, it works, but it was good to have it. But it's looking like he will be able to put whatever he wants into this, so it'll be good for that to come out and then be able to have late league back consistent again.
I agree.
Yeah. Too bad Lux ruined it. Being a big bad bully.
Yeah. Just ruined everything. Unfortunate.
You guys all signing up for next season?
Whoa. Who are you signing up is the question.
Signing up
I don't
is
see your
not
sign
signed
up
up.
here.
I'm not signed up yet, dude.
I'm signed up.
I'm a fucking captain.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Are you gonna use my team name again?
No, I would never do that.
Oh, okay. Well, you're welcome to.
No, I wouldn't do that. You're undefeated.
What are you saying? You say you're not gonna win?
Isn't like you said, like clockwork or like clockwork never lost a championship.
This
Is
is
that
true.
First season?
Yeah,
Technically,
first season we
Well,
lost.
First season wasn't like clockwork. That was Crawler Death Squad.
That's a very good point, to be fair.
Yep, Crawler Death Squad.
Actually, like clockwork.
I
with
only
the
put that team in more
Halo
things that
4
I know that I won.
tournament, we won the headphones, Lux. That was like clockwork, wasn't it?
Leave it for any time that Lux
Yeah, dude.
wants to give up the name and coach and all that. That's a him thing. He's 1-0 with it.
So, playing on the like clockwork roster, 100% win rate, Lux. So, yeah.
Basically, I mean, we've always been the best. People just don't know yet.
And the only time we've lost is when people tease us with
X.
You can tell me about that. Look, what happened in season 1? I can't remember. Did they sub in someone goated, or did we just choke?
That was the season where Ace Spence was trying to get Mint Blitz people in, and he went through any means necessary, even allowing subs that didn't make sense.
Well,
We didn't get that privilege.
For a first season, it's kind of tough running it, especially since he did it all by himself. Just getting people to play and getting teams filled out and whatnot, it was unfortunate. I mean, hell, my team got screwed over by a sub team. We had to play Jushy and Shrek, so we got knocked out of playoffs too. It's unfortunate, but I'm glad it had more people come in to play and whatnot. But it sucks how things turned out.
I mean, Mungo won. It's fine. I do remember during that. I don't even think who was the sub for it? KD for who?
It was
like Star
Ram.
Monster.
It was Ram because Ram went to another team.
Yeah, but
to
Ram
help
got
him out.
traded.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not like Ram got traded for KD. KD just like showed up. I was like, oh, okay.
They subbed in KD for Ram.
Yeah, you don't remember this?
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember it being that level of sub. What the fuck?
No, it was ridiculous. That's why I don't play.
Nah.
Aiden.
Nobody
I know,
ever
it
seen
was
it.
a bit of a double whammy because they wanted Rage
We left
Nerd
him.
to do the commentary, which was all well and good, but then it pulled the server west, and it was like, oh god.
Oh, dude, I remember DMing Ace Spence that after the first game. I was like, I usually don't do this, but we got to get Rage More Nerd out of here because I'm on 80 pin and Seb's on 200 over here. We got Noble TV and Rage, both West Coast. It was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I
God.
actually don't mind. I mean, I can't, I'm always going to be on high ping, but it's like, surely if most of the players in the lobby are Central and Eastern, it would make more sense to keep it there, But,
I beat Space Station Gaming Legend that day in a Grifball game, so that was okay with me. That was a good day for me.
Optic Gaming Legends.
Oh yeah, he's an Optic now, isn't he?
But I've got my quadrant shirt signed by him right next to me right now. No flex,
That's pretty cool. You're more up to speed on the HCS scene.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting the dude and playing in a tournament with him. So he's always my goat. So I hope he does well on Optic.
Start
Back to
franchising Grifball.
Yeah, what we need.
Let me check the sign up list right now, since I have it.
Am I still on there?
No, you're blacked out.
Damn.
It crossed you out.
Is it next season just the normal thruster game mode, or is it the double thruster, or is that to be decided?
I think they're gonna do both.
Okay.
Yeah, we love our
Might
polls.
change mid-season. Who knows?
Yeah, we love our polls.
So for the event, it's gonna be best of 3. It's gonna start thrust, then back to basics, and if it goes to game 3, it's gonna be IGL.
Ah, I kind of like that.
Yeah,
And
all
it's
the
gonna
game
be
types.
draft style, and on the
That's
third
cool.
round, it's gonna go snake style. So it's gonna reverse the captain's picks on the final pick.
Ooh, yeah, that snake style
Spicy.
is highly dependent on the player pool, isn't it? Because like, you know, if you have
Yeah.
8 teams and 8 really good first picks, then
Well,
kinda-
we're picking the captains by committee to the point where like we should have at least 6, hopefully 7, at most 8, and it's gonna be the closest best group of captains.
I remember floating that idea that like, because that's how they did it for some draft shooty Halo tournament that I played in, where the community basically and the admins decided who the best 8 players were and made them the captains regardless. So like you would have Ace, Fab, Lux, Novice, everyone, and just tell them you guys are the captains because you're the best players in the league, and then the community decides which order they pick in, and that's that. And then you're guaranteed to have all the best players as the captain instead of this where like people go for less credits or further down the draft order than they should, you know.
If they do that,
Could use the
I don't.
could use the top 25 for that to
Yeah,
reference
exactly.
it.
Yeah, they like have
Yeah.
an element of player decision, an element of just community driven thing, and ultimately help to balance it. But to be fair, this season that just went, I feel like was pretty balanced because a lot of the teams traded wins. Like we we won the whole thing, yet when we played Cosmos' team, we scraped a 5-4 win and also got beat 5-0 off them. And it
Yeah.
was
I mean, that was
fucking
probably our first time playing together,
yeah, there
too.
is that I suppose as well. But yeah, but in general, I feel like we did a lot of teams traded wins with each other, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, I personally think it's been quite balanced even since season 2. Because I mean, season 2 we went down to the wire the last week with Genji's team still being in it and Evil's team was still in it till the last week, but then they missed out. And then uh, season 3 IGL it came down to the wire where my team barely eked into the playoffs after I got traded. We went from last to being able to sneak in, and then this past season was the same thing. It was like I think Hell's team was in the running to eke into playoffs,
Oh
but
shit!
Shrek
Yeah,
ended up
yeah.
winning.
Yeah,
So
It's
what was
crazy
the deal
that
with
Shrek
that?
knocked Hells out of playoffs and then beat Novice. Like to get it's like what a story.
Yeah, it was Novice, right? I think Novice or Hells had to beat Novice one time or something, and they lost both games. So then Shrek got in.
I believe so.
yeah,
That's how it went.
he definitely clawed his way in there after a pretty wild season. So
3
I feel
ships
like
in a row.
when the games are close like that as well, it's almost like you can have the super mega tank like Cosmos or Jucky or someone like that, and it's like when you've got, which is fine if you're just going to run through the other team, but when you've got two teams that are balanced, the difference maker is those comms and those hype moments and those like special plays, and I feel that's part of
Pretty
the
cool to
reason
see
why
Shrek
we were
doing so
able to
well.
fucking take it home this season as well, you know. That composure when you're 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
And Sam's spine's over to snap in half from carrying it.
yeah,
Sab, you definitely come back and play. And a lot of people I played with, man, you're one of the most level-headed and
That
goated
was
people.
yeah,
I'd be
definitely
like,
one of the
"Sab," I'd be like, you nervous? And he'd always be like, no, not at all. Nervous about what? And he's very direct. If he knows what he wants, he kind of says what he wants on the court. And like if he wants to run ball or whatever, kind of call it out. And he's very directive. He's fucking rude. He's to the point. Like
I
he's
feel like
everything you
that's
want.
one of the positives we had as a team as well was that like any criticism that you give to each other, we didn't really like take offense to it and be BKs about it. It was kind of like everybody hold their hands up and say, "Yeah, I fucked up. I gave the ball away." Or "Yeah, I shouldn't have traded there and I died." There was no like toxicity about it. We took the feedback on board, and I think that's sometimes the difference because I've heard from comms and other teams when someone raises a concern like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing it this way." They're like, "What the fuck you, man? I'm tanking on my own over here." And then next thing you know, the wheels have come off, and it's like, "Well, you're getting banned." But yeah.
and that's why we need more team com streamed.
Yeah. It was
Exactly.
so fun.
Yeah.
I reckon if you got them up side by side, it would be the funniest thing in the world. Because like when we were like, even when we're getting beat, we're pretty chill. And we're like, yeah, I need to stop hammer jumping, and yeah, I shouldn't have gone for that punch. It's all jolly. And then you flick over to the other stream, and it's like, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty cool with people that stream and have their comm stream. You know, I mean, commentary is cool and all, but it takes a lot of effort to set up that in production. You know, I'm just fine with a regular POV stream with comm. You know, I enjoy watching
Oh,
that.
that as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I liked it. Lux, you did something where you used to drop it into the. You used to sit in the Discord calls, didn't you? Like mid tournament, and you would drop in and do like astro listening, like they do in the HCS. Don't you?
Yeah, it's literally what I did. Some people didn't like it because they didn't like me having access to their comms, but
Yeah, but what are you gonna
yeah,
do
it's
if you're
whatever.
the one running the fucking stream? Like it's.
It was more of a security thing to like try to find out Smurfs and stuff, and also good for the
Yeah.
content. There's actually some funny clips that came out of it without hopping comms, and people would say some funny things.
That's the only danger. If
If
you're
Dylan
like
was here, he could
just
tell you
something
though.
and you drop in and then someone says like, oh, you know, and you're like, oh god.
Like, oh shit, I should probably get out of here.
Yeah. Tactical mute incoming.
Yeah, as far as like production streams go, yeah, I would love to see more listenings and stuff. I feel like most teams' listenings are very quiet. Most people aren't talking.
Well,
You just
yeah,
gotta
I mean,
yap.
yeah, that with some teams. Obviously, there's some players who don't come, and
That's the
fair.
thing, too. People got to communicate in Grifball about anything. If it gets so silent, people just kind of just wander off and start doing whatever. Even if
Dude,
you just got to say something like,
I
You're probably gonna find this ironic. 'Cause
facts.
I know I had to turn my mic off for some of the games just based on time frames and stuff with my wife sleeping next door
Yeah.
and things like that. But
That's-
on the
that's always the
whole,
thing.
I actually hate playing with no comms. Like I don't mind it. But
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
I find it very.
dude, tell me like Lux is standing in the middle doing nothing but staring at you, like give
Yeah,
me
I just
direction in the game.
like little
I
things
love
though, like
yapping.
oh somebody's spawning, I'm on no shields, or they've got a sword, or they don't have, you know, it's just those little things. It just makes the game flow so much better. And it's like,
Yeah, man. I love even talking about nonsense, even not Grifball related, because I've seen team chats where nobody's talking, or like
Yeah.
when they do talk, it's like very passive aggressive. I hate that. That's why when I play seasons, I always like to go for people I enjoy playing with.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like for a
Definitely.
tournament style, I'll go for the
yeah,
best. But I take that into
everybody
account.
clicked. It was the same last season. You did get a good group of sound guys together, you know, and everybody's friendly. It makes it so good. I know season
got-
one, but like we were all like buddies by the end.
Definitely
of
the
it. We
most
were
peaceful
just
group
like
I've ever played with.
Facts.
sitting on,
You got
on
so
Discord
lucky.
and stuff, talking about any old shite, you know what I mean? Not even Grifball, and it just keeps the morale nice and fresh.
Mhm.
You know?
Well, we got so lucky with Deathcrawler.
Yeah, man.
Like I thought he was just going to be some guy who just leaves after game one, but now he's an admin, so
You got Death
that's cool.
Caller, and then you were like, TJP, I've heard that name before. And then you checked his ranked history, and it's like, oh yeah, the dude's like Onyx or Diamond 1. Like, he can at least play games. Like, let's get that guy. And then, like,
Yeah, it worked out.
Deathcrawler is the future, man. He's the man. The future. One
Dude.
of the last things I got here that I just want to bring up quickly before we close out the show and do our shout outs and whatnot is the top 25 that I mentioned. So if you haven't got a chance to read that, go ahead and check it out. It's average rankings that we do every season for the top players, or some of the top players. And it's community voted. I always try to get one voter from each team to make it as fair as possible because everybody's going to have their own bias. But if it all levels out, then it doesn't really mean it's bias, I guess. But I always enjoy doing those. It's an idea that I got. So, yeah.
it's always nice to see it sort of laid out because I think the leaderboard on the stat page is purely stat based, and I feel like they don't necessarily reflect every little detail of the game. Whereas a community voted top 25, you kind of get a feel for who the best players actually are. You know?
Yeah, it's always a good
Yeah.
thing to keep up with and keep track with every season. I like to be able to go back and look and see who's consistent, who stayed in the top 10, who didn't, that sort of thing. So, content is not a huge thing, but it is in a way. Like, it's a small thing to do, but it makes a big impact. I've always found it's pretty good for retention, keeping people interested. It could draw people in too, but it's mainly about keeping who we have engaged.
I get good.
Well, we're in about an hour in right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the show so everyone can get on. This is the best part of the show where shout outs, outros, say what you gotta say, smack talk, whatever it is, victory lap. I mean, this has been one big victory lap, anyways. But so really, there's someone that I wanted to shout out that I haven't in the last few episodes, and that's Rage More Nerd. This guy's been putting up with our shit He has to put up with my shit every off season because I'm always talking to him about stuff. He's probably sick and tired of my fucking ass after all these years, but yet he comes in and he helps us restructure things and take care of things. So shout out to that guy, man. He's definitely got our back. And of course, I got to give big shout outs to Ace Spence, Deathcrawler. I mean, these two they're doing so much for us. They do anything and everything. So our fearless leaders. Definitely Ace Spence too. So, all right, that's all I got.
Yo, shout out Death Crawler and Rage and Spence and your mamas.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout. Oh, you go.
Steven, yeah, sorry, bro. Yeah. No, all of you guys had an absolute pleasure, and obviously for different reasons, very grateful that like it's still something I can do. Because we've played Grifball since 2011, and it's nice to like that it's actually still a thing. Albeit I have to play it stupid o'clock in the morning on stupid thing, but it's the core community that keeps it going. So yeah, and A Spence and DJ, I thought did a fucking excellent job with the stream. Lux did a great job coaching. You guys were the fucking best. So mwah. Kisses.
Hey, thanks for staying up. Fucking late night champion, early morning.
Some good shout outs.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Sniper Kid 98, aka Papa Snipes. I got my ship, dude. Yeah, now it's your turn.
Oh, because he dropped out.
Let's see what you got.
Season 5 ship.
Season 5, it's your time, dude. Let's see it.
He ain't using my team name, though. He ain't deserve that. We gotta see how he does in double thrust.
Hey, shout out to Dylan though.
Oh shit, yeah.
Hardworking man and showed up and did his thing.
Yeah, that's actually a fair comment because he could have just turned up and been like, "Oh, I've not even played with you guys," and just like we could have like lost it.
Really could have, whatever.
And he gave 110% for playoffs, like despite not playing with us the whole time. So yeah, I piggyback on that shout out.
Didn't even roll. None of that. He got on and he was like in the mode, mindset ready.
Yeah, big time.
He was saving all of his magic for the playoffs.
It was like he was there.
That's all that matters.
But he felt
shout
it.
out to the shout out to the community awards because the one time I didn't win any of them, I won a ship. So I'll take that.
Scam.
I think same actually. I
Scam.
don't think I got anything either.
Hashtag
you
rigged.
won MVP of playoffs. They
Oh,
added on the
yeah,
end because
that's
they
true.
felt bad about not giving you anything, despite the fact you were obviously the best. But yeah.
Yeah, there was that one game when we lost, man. We all went negative and you went positive. Just straight backed us through that game.
Hell yeah.
Shit. Oh god, dude, that was.
We still don't have the answer to if Sab signed up next season.
Whoa.
Get it?
I'll sign up. I'll sign up if Y Lux E signs up.
Ooh,
Why,
that's tough.
Y Lux E.
You have to now. He put a gun to your head. But yeah,
I might sign up last day.
yeah, it's
fuck.
your chance to say what you got to say and shout out who you want to. Lux.
Oh, I can shout out anybody. Oh, shout out Fanciest Pants. He was actually the assistant coach for a little bit. These guys don't know that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he was helping out. He was helping out in the back end.
Wait,
Helping
what?
me coach.
I thought
Yeah,
Ace
dude.
was.
Fanciest Pants. I mean, you know, you gotta be resourceful with people, but it was mostly Fancy, yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, did not know that.
Hell, did I know?
And oh yeah, and shout out Ace Be Silent. And shout out Sab for being the GOAT.
Hey.
And you should drop 500 on him if he signs up next time.
Wait, what the fuck?
All right, that was a good podcast. See you guys later.
He said he's going to captain, so he gets that low credit. But yeah, shout out to Ace for sure, man. He hasn't even been playing in the seasons yet. He always is on to fill a lobby and help people scrim, stuff like that.
It's the best life, man.
A true professional.
Man needs a ship.
He needs 5.
5 on.
Just a ring on each finger, a Tom Brady like kind of stuff. All right, well, I just wanted to give you guys my appreciation and thank you for coming on the show. I definitely like these championship editions. It's not the normal format, but it's more of a victory lap and to let y'all have your fun because you fucking did it. Like I said, congratulations. And yeah, I definitely really like doing these, and I'm glad I don't have to do them as often.
Yeah, thanks, Nopex. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem,
Yeah.
man. Thank you guys once again for being on the show. And until next time, this is Noplex signing off. See you on the court.
Evening, folks.
Peace.
Ah.
Bye, guys.